All right, short-term revolution people, I am super excited because I have with me here Dr. Ruth Boadu, who is, I'm just going to, as always, let her introduce herself because sometimes I just like bumble these introductions. I'm not even going to try, okay? But she got started with short-term rentals just about 10-ish months ago and has already done 3 short-term rental deals and now even another purchase in the past 10 months as a real estate newbie. Totally wild story. You're about to be mind blown. So you know what? I'll let you just introduce yourself, Ruth.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Chiagozi, for inviting me here. I really appreciate it. My name is Ruth. I am a hospitalist out in Rochester, New York. I am a mom of 3 boys, a wife, and now a real estate investor.
Yes.
I started this process last year. I actually ran into this conference online randomly and joined. And then since I have, been coaching with Chiagozi, and I've been going since then. So
you have been going, that is no lie.
So based on all the speakers there, I was really inspired and I just started my journey right away.
Yes.
So
yeah, you did. I remember, what, let me not preempt the story, but let's kind of back up a little bit. What were you doing before the conference last year? Had you done any real estate? Had you thought about real estate? Like where were you?
No, so prior to the conference last year, I thought I needed like a lot of money to come into real estate. Mm-hmm. So my strategy had been to do stock market and then, sell my stocks one day and then go into real estate. Mm-hmm. And then I came to the conference and saw like these other ways of financing, and especially the arbitrage model. And I realized, okay, I really need about $8,000 to get started. Mm-hmm. And so that was my, wake up that you don't need to wait to have a lot of money to go into real estate. You can just start from somewhere. And for me, that somewhere was the arbitrage, because I didn't have to buy a property. I just rented and then furnished and kept going.
So I know for some people, and they will not be alone, because many people that I talk with in our circles, you're like arbitrage, and they're like, what arbitrage? Can you just kind of, in 1 minute, just break down what arbitrage is, why it's, fun or whatever? Yeah.
So basically, arbitrage is when you find a landlord in a market that is very good with cash flow. So you need to have that information. Once you have that, an area that you like to focus on, then you start looking for a landlord who is willing to rent to you as a long-term, like a year's lease. Mm-hmm. And your input at that point, or your investment at that point, is trying to furnish the place and then setting it up for Airbnb. Yeah. But, you need to be upfront with the landlord that this is what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And explain the model to them. And, as now a property owner, it makes a lot of sense that mm-hmm. you have one tenant, mm-hmm. and your rent is always paid. Mm-hmm. And also your unit is kept clean and in rent ready, position for the next tenant. So obviously that was the pointers that I used with the landlord. And he's also a real estate investor. And that made a lot of sense to him. Nice. That, I was able to basically try and understand what a landlord needs and what a landlord is looking for in a tenant, and position myself as having all those things. I have like a regular stream of income. I'm a physician. Mm-hmm. I'm always paid. Mm-hmm. I won't wreck the apartment because my business depends on the apartment looking good, mm-hmm. and also having it rent ready. So all these pointers really was like a good thing for the landlord, to the point that he got another unit and mm-hmm. thought of me and called me if I'm interested. So, which I took for a client.
So
And
let's even not even jump ahead of ourselves, because I just when anytime I share your story, I'm like, this lady's on fire, okay? Because when you started with your arbitrage, how long did it take you to get that first unit? Let me just let you toot your own horn a little bit, just for a second.
I think I was in and going within 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you sure
So
were. You found the place in 1 week. If I'm counting well.
Oh, sorry. So I came in, no business experience. I set up my LLC. I got an EIN and started looking for the landlords, and was in the unit within 2 weeks, and had my first guest 2 days after, like a day or two after listing. Yeah.
That it was crazy, guys. Like, no kidding. The conference was like October 8th through 9th, and her lease was 1st of November. Yeah, that was just.
And my first guest was November 2nd, I remember.
So crazy. No, that was good. So can you share with us how the numbers worked for that particular deal, that first one? Like, what's the rent on that one?
So the rent is like $1,000 a month. So I think for me going in, I said, well, I don't know anything about real estate. If it's only $1,000, not only, but $1,000 a month, it's something that I can handle.
Yeah.
And so it's like $1,000 a month. And, I average about 2K to 2,008, or on an average month. And since I started, I've never had to come up with rent, and I've cash flowed at least $500 every month for a property that I don't, own.
Beautiful.
So
and the difference for those who are actually following the math is that you have to pay your housekeepers, the cleaners. You have to pay your expenses for things like electricity, Netflix, all that random stuff.
Yes, and then I still walked away with 500. So on average in slow season, and then in the summer I walked away with more. And and I forgot to mention that, with short-term rentals, there's two aspects to it. There is the real estate investment, and then there's the hospitality aspect that you have to be willing to do, or, be prepared to do. And I think the arbitrage was the softer land for me, because I wanted to learn, like, would I be
I want to talk to these people,
hosting the guests and talking to the guests and trying to problem solve, because I can tell one story after the other, which is like the bulk part of what a short-term rental is, And now I think I'm ready to co-host for a lot of, for people, because of the different experiences that you come across. So for me, it was important for me to know whether I can handle that before going in knee deep, buying a property, having a mortgage, all that responsibility. Yeah. It's kind of like buying a pet before you have kids, I guess. I don't know.
A pet would not have done well with me. Nah. The kids were managed. I love the analogy. I'm definitely going to steal that. Dr. Ruth said arbitrage is like buying a pet before having kids. Okay, so your next acquisition, and I'm being specific here because you kind of did things kind of like in tandem. The next acquisition was actually a place that you bought.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So can you tell us a little bit about what that one was like?
So I first started the process with, where would I like to go on a vacation? And I'm not a skier. I don't like to hike. So anything by the water sounded good to me. So I started with like the lake properties. And so I wanted something within driving distance. Like, by this time I'm still trying to get my feet warm. So I found this property, and it had been on the market for a long time. And so then I put the numbers in AirDNA, And I was like, whoa, like these numbers look really good. So I went in. It was very dated. You saw the
Yeah, I
pictures.
saw it.
So I went in, and then at that time we were doing that renovation school.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me the idea to go in at the below the asking, trying to make up for the difference that will cost us to sort of bring it up to date. And so, we went in 20K below the asking, and they accepted the offer, and we went in, and it was like a long renovation. But, we met the deadline, and we also met our budget, to renovate it. And now it's listed on the market and it's doing well.
Nice. You just told us in our coaching group about your first booking on that one.
Yes, I know.
That was wild.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice.
That was good.
When you put in all that money.
Yeah, that was good. I'm chuckling because with this particular deal, I still remember the day that we went over those numbers during the call, and we're like, yeah, just offer them 20K less. This was like this was when people were like paying way over. This is like February.
Yes.
Yeah. When everybody was like paying like 50K above or whatever. And I was like, give them 20K less. Let's see what they say.
Yes. Yes. It was when everyone was just going crazy above asking. Yes. I remember going in and asking like, but then, they accepted. You never have an answer till you ask, right?
Keyword, write that down. You never have an answer until you ask. Now, had you done any renovations before any of this?
No, okay. Not even, I've never thought of myself as someone who does renovations.
So that one went live. That one went live, what, like a month ago? Is it a month ago now or 2 months?
About a month ago.
About a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. Yep. Our first guest was, let me see. It's about a month ago.
Because that guest had a 14 days.
She wrote us a beautiful review, which I will post on my. Yeah, our first guest was the end of July 31st to August 12th. Yeah.
So you got a nice 14-day stay on a property next to a lake.
Yep.
It's not lakefront, but at least close by.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she wrote a beautiful review, and it's like it's so nice when you put in so much work and tears, and like someone recognizes it in addition to getting paid.
Thank you. Thank you. You're not doing this just for likes and 5 stars. You're doing it for getting paid.
So it's really nice. We felt really, because we put in a lot of participation.
It turned out really beautiful. I wish I had the before and afters, actually. I don't know if I can find where I put those before and afters. Hold on. All right, so I actually did a post on this, so I was able to find the post that I put it up on. So this is the before, guys. This is the before. As you can see, I snagged a couple of screenshots because I was like, yes. Okay, so this is what is it? 3-bedroom? Originally.
4.
Originally 4-bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4-bedroom, kind of split level, or at least 1 level and a basement.
Yeah.
And nice, beautifully dated place. This is one of the bedrooms. I can't even expand this because they, like in the listing, this was how crappy their pictures were. And you got this for like what, 190? No, 190, and then you did like 40K in rehab. Yes.
So yeah.
This is, Yep. No one probably saw this and thought, oh, this is an amazing short-term rental. But you found
Nope.
this. Okay.
Nope.
But you found this. All right. So this is where the actual transformation starts to happen, guys. Okay. So let me get back to the beginning of it so that I can show you. Oh no, sometimes I just lost it. Ah, man. Okay, let's make sure I find it again. Hold on. Okay, so this is the after. Yeah. When I saw the first snippets that you shared on the group, I was like, whoa, is this even the same? Is this even the same house?
It is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like when I say you killed this renovation, you absolutely killed it. Like totally killed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how much is it renting for a night on average, high season, whatever?
About 350.
350. Oh wow. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so that was number two.
I'm really going by the numbers that Airbnb is suggesting in the area. I didn't even come up with the number.
Yeah. So do you have price labs on it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, after it's live for a little while, you could probably bump that because you're like right on one of the Finger Lakes. So those numbers get to 700 a night. So
yeah,
you could probably bump that in a little while.
I'm waiting. Yeah. And I have to go and adjust it on price labs, the higher limits, upper limits. Yeah.
Yeah. I think by the time you guys are like live for a little longer, you start to bump that. That's just crazy. That's awesome. Okay. So your third big acquisition was Arbitrage again, right?
Correct.
But this time you're now co-hosting for somebody else. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So as I was doing my first arbitrage and hosting and going through the guests and also realizing that there were a lot of physicians who wanted to acquire property and just did not have time to do it, I figured I could start, a side business to help them. Multiple streams of income. So
of course.
So I started, and then, a friend of mine, signed up to be my first client. So I set her up, and she's very, very happy with her numbers and her cash flow.
Beautiful.
So, last month she brought in about $4,000 for the month, and her rent is $1,500. So do the difference.
Nice. On a home she doesn't own, on a home she doesn't manage. And
correct.
Wow.
Correct.
That's nice.
So she's very happy. She's asking to find another one. So we are going to work on we are going to start working on another property for her.
That's awesome. So co-hosting, how do you like the co-hosting part?
I really like it. It's like a natural gift, if you will, to be hospitable. So I think if you look at it that way, that this is a guest coming to my house and I want to make them comfortable, I want them to have a good time, hosting becomes not as challenging. Obviously, I can tell some guest stories, but it's never been, in the beginning, you feel nervous about a poor rating from a guest. But once you know what the rules are and what they can report you for and what they cannot, like things outside of your control, you relax and it becomes, so I love it. Yeah.
That's good.
I manage our current property, the lake property. And I manage my first arbitrage and the other one.
All three of them.
Of them still working full time. I'm still a mom, and it's easy because you do everything,
on your phone.
On your phone.
That's good. Good.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been awesome. I always have fun with this, particularly when it's I mean, I have fun in all of them, but then when it's people that I've actually kind of seen the process through, it's even more fun because, you know, we see both the front end, the back end, the decisions that happen in between, and it's just nice when we get to spotlight these. So where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
I'm on Facebook. And my email, for co-hosting is blessedhaven83@gmail.com. So blessedhaven83@gmail.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. So if you want to, if you're looking for someone to, you know, find you an arbitrage place or even, you know, co-host a property that you own, there you go. Dr. Ruth Boadu. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Ruth. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.